everybody. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about is how to add your goals to your unit folders. And I'm going to open up one of my other classes just to show you what that looks like. So in my classes, I've added the unit goals, and I've talked to students about how those unit goals link to the student learning outcomes, and I've found that it helps quite a bit with their metacognition, so that they're thinking about what they're thinking about and what they're learning about, and it also sort of shows them what the goal is for them in each unit that we're going to do, and also how everything kind of connects. So this is my online college composition class. When I go into the lessons and homework folder, and I talked in a different video about how to customize your menu options over there on the left. So here they are. You can see week 1. My goals for them week 1 are just to understand different types of plagiarism. I have them do a writing sample, so it shows what their work looks like, and I give them feedback right away. Unit 1, our first real unit, I have the due dates here, and then I have the goals. So I kind of broke this up into the student learning outcomes. We have a student learning outcome about argument. We have one about critical reading for our ALP course, and then for writing and for citation. And one of those is a little bit out of order, but that's okay. So basically for this unit, they're learning rhetorical techniques. They're learning the 3 pillars of argument: ethos, pathos, and logos. They're going to read critically to understand those techniques. We're also going to work on how to incorporate paraphrases, summaries, quotations, and use in-text citations only. They do more with citation later on. And then they're writing a paper that demonstrates what they learned about the rhetorical techniques. What's nice is that then when we come down to Unit 2, I'm going to click on this, all of the goals that are there for Unit 2, and it tells them for each goal how it builds upon or takes a break from something that we just did. So for this one, we're taking a step back from argument, but we're going to focus on informative writing, and I want them to remember the concepts of audience and tone. So they know right away, okay, this isn't an argumentative paper, but we are going to be still reading things critically, right? We looked at in-text citations before, and now they're going to learn how to create a works cited page. And then when you click on those unit folders, I also have the same goals at the top. Well, here, because it's an online class, I have a couple notes for them as well. But I also have the same goals repeated at the top. In my other classes, it's just the goals and sometimes a little bit more explanation about the goals. So I'm going to go to one of my in-person classes and show you what that looks like. Here we've got, this one. So my literature and writing class, I basically have the same thing, and lessons and homework again. Okay, so there we go. Pretty straightforward goals for literature and writing, right? First, they're going to learn how to create an argument, then we're going to look at short fiction, then poetry, then drama. So when I click into one of these, I forgot about the extra stuff in the online. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so one of the other things that's nice too is having the deadlines for that unit, so that they know up front when things are going to be due. Without looking at the calendar, they know, okay, we're going to stop this on the 14th. There's probably a major paper around that time, right? So there's the 2 unit goals, and then there's kind of an explanation. Here's what you just did, here's how it connects to what we're doing now, and here's what you're going to do next. And it's really nice to have these as items at the front or at the top of those folders, so that these goals are kind of repeated, and again, students can follow them pretty easily. So how do we set these up? Well, I'm going to do an example here in our writing skills lab. I added this, and I'm going to do another video about what this is. It's from Lumen Learning. So I'm just going to take a thing here Succeeding with Waymaker. It's some software from Lumen Learning that's open. It's OER, it's Open Educational Resources. So I'm going to go into that folder and click Edit. And then I'm going to do, once the text box comes up, here we go. And now I'm going to add my unit goals. So I'm going to say here, unit goals are number 1, to learn more about Lumen Learning and this course software. Number 2, and actually, sorry, sometimes I forget. Here we go. There's a little number key right here. There, and then it indents it automatically for you. So learn more about Lumen Learning and this course software. Learn how to use the course software effectively. Set up learning goals for the remainder of the course. So let's say those were our 3 goals. Then I'm going to go here. We talked about this with creating an item. It's the same thing here. Because of people with disabilities and also because of how it ends up looking, you make sure you click heading. The heading here has been set for us, Arial 12 bold. And I'm going to click another thing here, and I'm going to say this unit is available throughout the entire course. Now, if it were a real folder, again, I would put the dates on there just so that students know. I also have a thing in the folder, like this runs from February 2nd to February 14th. Check the calendar for specific due dates, right? Just so that they're aware of that. Yeah, so this unit is available throughout the entire course. That's in the heading. This is in, if you look, it's in the regular paragraph formatting. And again, the reason for that, if you missed it before, is that you can read it more easily if you're on a screen reader and if you have some accommodations. So one of the other things, you can add like a small image to this to make it a little bit more interesting if you want. I talk about how to do that on the adding an item. It's done the exact same way, which is one of the nice things about Blackboard. So if I move over here, this is my science fiction course. So I actually have, because it was a winter class and very short, I had the goals for the entire class up here. Goals for the class, right? And if you were in a screen reader, this would come up as a heading and it would read it, slightly differently. And then these are all numbered because I used the number feature on the Blackboard item. Then I have non-required. This isn't required, but here are the goals for this if you want, and what's in the folder. And then for these, was never able to get that picture fully ADA accessible score, so I struggled with that a little bit. But basically, I had for the first unit, here's what we're going to examine, the unit runs from, and when some of the due dates are. And so having a picture in there, because it was a short class again and there were only 4 units, it was kind of nice. It made it visually interesting. And I also, you can see I changed the color of the heading for each unit to kind of go with the picture, which you can do as well. So if you want to go there, you can change the color of the name. Let's make this, oh, that's not what I was looking for. There we go. Dark teal. That works, right? There you go. So it's pretty easy to do. The biggest thing is that, the idea is to make things easier for students. And one of the things that I found, here you can see succeeding with Waymaker. What's that about? What does my teacher want me to do with that unit? It's a lot more clear than the next folder, which has no explanation at all and just says rhetorical reading, right? They know what to expect before going into it, which is really nice. The other thing that I have found when I've done this with classes, with adding the unit goals, is that they have an easier time with their reflection pieces at the end of class. So if you're doing a portfolio, which you should be for college composition and for ALP, if you have them write a reflective piece, you can tell them, hey, go back over the unit goals, see which ones you feel like you succeeded with, see which ones you feel like you struggled with. Where do you think you could improve for next time? What did you learn? Because a lot of times, they don't remember some of the stuff they learned from the first unit. So that's one of the other benefits. And that's about it. I hope to do some more of these for you about this writing skills lab and how we might be using it next year. So I'll do a couple videos coming up in a few weeks about the software and how I think it can help our students. That's it. If you have any questions, just email me. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.